Chat, they always call us cults, so I want to watch this low key. Cause he said he snuck into a cult. So I mean that means that they should be like doing Israelite things, right?
What is a cult? You don't need to answer that question because I already know. I joined one. You saw the title of this video, you're probably like, oh, that's an exaggeration. No. If you've been following my videos for the past month, you know that I've been uploading a series where I went on a van trip with my friends Zara, Aiden, Janice, and Paul. Before I tell you this story, let's get on the same page about
what is going on? Why do they have a Scooby-Doo van?
No. If you've been following my videos for the past month, you know that I've been uploading a series where I went on a van trip with my friends Zara, Aiden, Janice, and Paul. Before I tell you this story, let's get on the same page about what a cult is. First of all, most cults have one leader, a person that all the money gets funneled to, because most of the time when you're starting a cult, it's for the money. A lot of cults also have
Okay, so look, they said that a cult is supposed to be, this is what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So we're going off of him because he joined one. Right, all the money's supposed to be funneled to some leader or supreme source. Now, chat, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like Israel, I don't see people out here just giving up the dollar like that to one supreme person. You know what I mean? I don't see that within Israel. You know what I mean? So there go one point that you can knock up off the list of us being a cult
to it, which is like, hey, the world's gonna end and you're on the wrong side of it. So that's why a lot of cults end up mass unaliving themselves.
We not unaliving ourselves. That's another thing. But I will say, yeah, we also believe in the doomsday. That's the Bible, right? But unaliving ourselves is not an option. But I can see what he's saying because, like, I know, like within like cults and stuff like that, they will do certain things for their master, their leader, or stuff like that, and they'll like sacrifice themselves for that. You know what I mean? So I understand what he means by that. But
and you're on the wrong side of it. So that's why a lot of cults end up mass unaliving themselves. You probably have heard of the drinking the Kool-Aid story, or the children of God, or the angels landing. But I'm not sure you've heard
of them actually.
Of the 12 tribes. Restarted though. I have this.
The 12 tribes. So is this about us? Hold up, chat. Now I'm interested. I thought that this was just some cult stuff, but now I'm interested in who does these 12 tribes
sure speak of the 12 tribes. Let me start where we started though. I have this friend named who said he had visited a cult before. And I was like, oh, no, you haven't. He had.
A year ago, me and my two friends decided to go up to Vermont for a snowboarding trip. And by the time we get there, it's like maybe 11 at night. So we were really hungry. My friend finds this one place called the Yellow Deli. And they gave us like free tea to start. They like, you know, they warm us up like, oh, where'd you come from? Blah, blah, blah. And so at this point, I'm like,
why is they dressed like Scooby-Doo?
Scoob, let's get out of here.
hold up. The customer service is great. The food is great. The decor is great.
Wait, chat, is this really loud in your ears?
Where's the catch here? While I was going to the bathroom, I saw this restaurant had free calendars, and on the calendar it said, "A new day is coming. Join the revolution." I was like, for a deli? Like, this is a huge operation, bro.
That's crazy.
For a deli?
A new day is coming. It's crazy.
Started asking questions. So we're like, what do you guys do? Like, what is this place? We're called the 12 Tribes of Israel.
Beg your pardon?
We believe in Yahshua. When we join the community, everyone changes their names. So we all get Hebrew names. I knew this guy was on some shit, so I was like, let's actually get to something interesting. So I was like, what is your stance on vaccines?
Chat. Look, chat. "12 Tribes of Israel."
Stop the cap.
Okay, I'm really interested. I'm really interested now, chat. I don't know what's going on.
In Yahshua, when we join the community, everyone changes their names. So we all get Hebrew names. I knew this guy was on some shit, so I was like, let's actually get to something interesting. So I was like, what is your stance on vaccines? And he said it's an act of Satan.
The 12 Tribes was founded by Elbert Eugene Spriggs in 1972. It originally started because
See it. Okay. This is obviously going to be a lot of misinformation, so I'm going to have to break some stuff down. 12 tribes of Israel is not something that was created. Let's put that out there first and foremost. It was not something that was created. It is 12 sons that came from a man named Israel, whose name before his name was changed to Israel is Jacob. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know what this 12 tribes is right here, but this ain't it. This ain't what we believe in as Israelites. This is not it. Okay, so don't put, look, when you're watching this, do not put us together, because, yeah, obviously something's going on.
Other hippies were upset that the hippie movement sucked.
That's not a wrong
is very
question.
secretive. A couple
wondering the same
YouTubers have
thing.
infiltrated it only as of recently, but they hide everything about the 12 tribes behind the Yellow Deli. Because the Yellow Deli is this phenomenal restaurant, but the 12 tribes is the cult. The Yellow Deli has over 3,000 members worldwide and locations from New York all the way to Japan and Australia.
Heard of this before.
And 50 years later, only really
Not
as
even
of
close.
recent,
Facts.
the 12 tribes have been making a lot of headlines. Headlines about child abuse. Headlines about hating all gay people. Headlines about them sacrificing 144,000 virgins.
What?
But no way. That couldn't be.
Look, hey, Chad, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Do not put these people in the same breath as what we got going on. I don't know who these people is. I never heard of them. We're going to denounce all of that. The Yellow Deli, all that ain't got nothing to do with us, bro. I seen them over here dancing around a globe shaped looking thing. We don't do none of that, bro. That is not that's not us. That is
true.
Not, do not get
I
us
needed
mistaken.
to figure it out for
That's
myself.
crazy.
There happened to be a Yellow Deli on our way to upstate New York when we were hunting Bigfoot, and so we stopped by. There was a super creepy old lady who spoke like this.
We live together and share everything in common.
Really?
We raise our children together.
And immediately I was like, yeah, this is probably a cult, but I have no freaking way of knowing that for sure. We took a bunch of their pamphlets and materials, and we ordered, quite frankly, the most delicious food I've ever tasted in my entire life. I downed that food so fast, I didn't even consider that it could be poisoned. It wasn't, but I'm saying I had no cares in the world. Anyways, that night we
Debrief time. What do you guys think of the Yellow Deli?
It was definitely a cult.
She seemed nice, but it was also really scary.
Oh, your name?
Oh, it's so nice to meet you guys.
And then as we were about to leave New York, we stopped by another Yellow Deli location. They're everywhere.
The big secret they're hiding is what goes on intricately with the communities. Tomorrow, going to this other Yellow Deli might be our best chance at getting a sit-down interview with them.
At the second location, we had a plan. We cut open a bee pillow pet and turned it into a makeshift spy camera.
Scalpel. I'll be the 12 tribes, and you be you. Welcome to the 12 tribes. This is a really cute pillow pet.
Do you mean children?
Yeah, I think it'll work. I think it will work.
This obviously didn't work.
Obviously.
But we tried it anyways.
They really did it?
Right before we headed in, a Yellow Deli employee started banging on our van window.
You ever been into the Yellow Deli?
I have
Oh, you gotta come in and see our artwork.
We were just about to try to find somewhere to eat.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, you're in the right place. Come up and see us.
That was terrifying, but despite
Why
that, we headed in.
Because they said someone invented the 12 tribes. Yeah, no, nobody invented the 12 tribes, Mom. They saying that the people on the video is saying that somebody in Yellow Deli or whatever invented the 12 tribes and the belief and all of that stuff. Maybe they talking about the lifestyle or whatever, but nobody invented the 12 tribes. It's always been a thing in the scriptures.
That was uneventful. It was kind of just good food. But
We got invited to come back.
so yeah, they invited us back for dinner that night, alone, privately. And we didn't have like any spy equipment, so I rush ordered a little spy camera, like a pen that I put in my little pocket. It was really shitty. So we're stopping at this lot.
You know what I'm thinking? Because you gotta think about it. The Yellow Deli, if it's like an organization of people, right? If they seen them going like from Yellow Deli to Yellow Deli all across, you know, the states, they obviously gonna be wondering like, who are these people? Oh, thank you. If they're going around the Yellow Deli and like they keep in close contact, and they obviously they were hunting Bigfoot. I heard that too. I thought I was tripping, but I guess that is what they was talking about. But yeah, they might have contact and seen them and say, "Oh, this Scooby-Doo van keeps pulling up at all of the Yellow Delis. I wonder what it is." So maybe they noticed.
Library to figure out what our actual plan is for tonight, because we can't just go in and not have a plan to, you know, get the content. Okay, I think it's recording right now. Test it. Say something.
Hey, so I beat my children every day of my life, and I'm virgin.
The plan was perfect.
Hey, Anthony, explain what's going on.
All right, so we're about to go into the Yellow Deli. They invited us for dinner, but they have no idea that we're going to be secretly recording. I'm a bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's just gonna be fun. They're so nice. What's gonna happen?
Zara's getting converted. 1, 2, 3. Question crew. Okay.
How many of you guys are here right now?
Oh, 3.
3!
Lord have mercy.
The small talk only lasted about 5 minutes, and then immediately we were talking about Bible verses.
In John chapter 10, verse 16, that compares people to sheep a lot. To bring judgment to our thoughts and our desires and our motivations, and to be what we think is a normal human.
What did he say?
The small talk only lasted about 5 minutes, and then immediately we were talking about Bible verses.
In John
What's their cover?
verse 16, that compares people to sheep a lot. To bring judgment to our thoughts and our desires and our motivations, and to be what we think is a normal human.
Be what we think is a normal human is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty deep.
See, now this is usually the part where I'd make fun of Janice for saying that's pretty deep after that guy just went on a 15-minute tangent about Judgment Day. But I honestly can't think of a better response, so good job, Janice.
We're eternal beings, like even the evil one is.
Everyone, no matter who they are, they're going to be given a new body, an eternal body, like man was meant to have in the beginning.
That was like a line of dialogue straight out of a video game. But they did make a promise to us. If we ever went to another Yellow Deli location, they would let us stay the night.
If you ever want to do work or stay on a farm, we got lots of farms.
1 week later, right before we stayed at the most haunted house in America, we got the green light. We called them ahead of time and told them we were travelers looking for a place to stay, and we wanted to do work to stay, and...
Hey, this is Maharai. You still want to stay with us for a night or two?
Yeah, sure. We'd love to if you guys still have the accommodations.
I hope that y'all would be able to stay on here with us as much as possible.
Plymouth is the biggest Yellow Deli. So that's like their hive HQ.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. Yeah, also, I'm like, oh man, we gotta work the entire day. Yeah, we also just do labor, you know.
And after we got our new arsenal of spy gear, we were ready to go. One of us can keep this, and if anyone sees like the perfect place to put it, just... Okay, well, it's kind of...
Probably not right there.
One, two, three. Question crew!
Immediately, they split all four of us off, except for Zara and Janice, who would refuse to leave each other's side, and I just started talking to people. Throughout the workday, I didn't find that crazy conversation I was looking for, just more of the same. People talking about how vaccines were the work of the devil, but to be honest, I could probably find somebody saying that at like Cracker Barrel, so it wasn't that crazy. There was over 60 people that worked at this freaking restaurant, so I just kept making my way around and asking people questions. Most of my day was uneventful. I just ended up literally working. But it's okay, because everybody else ended up working too. So our plan was to work at the Yellow Deli during the day, and then at night, we were gonna get invited to their community home. It's a big house where literally all of them live. They share everything, and that includes money. Nobody gets money here. It's all just going straight into the Commonwealth.
The whole Commonwealth thing is actually complete bullshit. You're not making anything, you don't make any money, but you can't take out anything either. And when you join the cult, they really try to make this like sense of one identity, because you lose your name, you lose all your clothes, you lose all your assets.
Before we went back to the community home, we were invited to a little meeting. At the meeting,
I could understand the losing the name and all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially if your name was given to you by your slave master. You know what I'm saying? And you want to go back to the identity that you once had at first. You know what I mean? But I feel like these are people that are just like, oh, we are the 12 tribes. Like we want to be the 12 tribes, so we are the 12 tribes. But I don't know, like a lot of the stuff that they talking about.
Voice your own religious beliefs and personal life philosophies. So I knew this was a great opportunity to try to get them to say some absolutely heinous shit. And holy shit did I.
We don't believe in slavery, but...
That's not a good sentence to say but after.
We know of people whose grandparents were slaves and for generations, and they loved it.
Didn't we just have this? Whoa.
Grandparents were slaves and for generations, and they loved it.
The anger that surrounded the Black Lives Matter movement was powerful. There was a powerful force of prejudice in Germany in the 1920s and 30s towards the Jewish people, and a politician picked up on it and took it somewhere, and it became an international tragedy. And we stand by our life of love and care for others.
He just compared BLM to Nazi Germany, but it's okay because they stand by their life of love and care for others. But let's be real, this isn't too far off of like what you'd hear at like a Trump rally, so I wanted more. And oh boy, would I get it.
Bro, what the fuck is going on? That was the longest day I've had in my entire life. That's what I'm saying. Man, I'm so tired. Just asking, so when did you guys join? Today, man. I don't care.
So we had two options at this point. Did we cut our losses and go home because this is terrifying, or did we go to the community home? Of course we went to the community home.
Of course you had to go to community home at that point.
At 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. every single day, they have a gathering where they praise Yeshua. Yeshua is their Jesus. In fact, it is just Jesus, but spelled differently.
Right.
It's the dinner board.
Nope, that was the cult meeting board. And this was the most insane shit I've ever seen. And listen, I'm not one to knock any crazy activities. You know, I grew up in the Catholic Church. We used to sing lots of weird songs, and I used to have to kneel and pray. But singing and dancing in a circle with a headband down, talking about how the end days are coming is pretty scary.
I did see a mom and her son walk out, and as I was passing to go to the bathroom, I think I heard her hitting him.
Like as we were walking down, there was a kid crying. And like I was hearing like whipping noises.
No way.
I was on the lookout during the gathering about like how many parents were like bringing their kids outside, and it happened like 10 times. And there were kids screaming, like hollering in the hallway. Like I kept hearing that.
I wasn't able to get any of this on video proof, so I'm just gonna say all of this is alleged, and if I get sued, this is all a joke and I faked everything. But in addition to that, I got the final piece of evidence that I've been wanting this whole time. We got a late night car ride from this dude in a white van, which sounds suspicious, and it is. We're joining a cult, what do you expect? And even though he wasn't supposed to, he revealed the 12 tribes' biggest secret.
It's hidden from most. We're looking forward to bringing about an age of peace where the earth is totally made new, and Yeshua is going to come back. He's going to rule the earth. Do you have any idea when that will be? Yes. Amazingly enough, like 48 years until the end. Until the last trumpet.
See, and there you go. Like, they believe that they know what time and place and all this stuff, when the scriptures clearly say that nobody knows.
When Yeshua arrives, and what does that mean for us?
Well, for the 12 tribes, we're being prepared as a bride for him.
That's the politically correct way of saying you're going to unalive yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That night, we went to bed.
We gave this little gift. And the blue's a little card.
I slept on the most uncomfortable bunk bed I've ever slept on in my entire life, and I've never been so afraid of being murdered in my sleep, but at least Aiden would also probably be murdered at the same time, so that was comforting, I guess. We woke up and then we praised Yeshua again, and then we left because I was f***ing terrified. I put my key in the ignition for the van, and
Zara's taking a shit.
She has to take a faster shit. Tell her she can shit in the van. I want to get out of here.
Get in the car! God, I want to get out of here!
I like that.
No, you don't. They're gonna kill themselves in 48 years!
but yeah, I still get calls from them, like once a month, and they think I'm just some random guy. But no, I went in there with a bunch of spy gear and lavalier microphones, so. Sorry guys, if you're watching this. But yeah.
I was a little unsure if they were legitimately a cult.
But
They're a
they
cult.
were so nice.
It doesn't matter they're nice.
So nice.
Sir, why are you being brainwashed?
You're literally being brainwashed! You're
What are
being
you
brainwashed!
saying?
Snap the fuck out of it! Snap out of it! You're
Wake
falling for it!
up! Wake up! They were nice.
You're falling for it! Snap out of it! Holy shit!
But look, they gave me.
A note! They gave a fucking note! I can write a note!
Oh my god, look at this. It's a brownie. They gave us a welcome card.
Yeah, they gave us welcome.
Ah!
Did you guys
Snap
get these?
out of it! Yes!
Yeah, we did.
I also got this.
Okay!
Yeah, we got
Is
this
that
from.
all it takes to buy your loyalty? You're cheap!
I almost didn't upload this video because it felt like bullying almost, but I have to keep reminding myself that the 12 tribes and what they're doing is like not okay. It's no issue with the individual because at the end of the day, most of them are just byproducts of their environment. But the community itself, the bigotry they hold, the fear-mongering, and just the general doomsday that they're building towards is not good. And it's a problem with the whole, right? The fact that they're breeding children in the masses. Each girl in the community has like 7 children. And those kids, that's all they know is this community. And once you're in a cult, especially born into it, it's like impossible to leave. And so yeah, I hold no ill will towards like the individuals, but more so like the whole. Yeah, don't join a cult, guys. It's kind of bad.
I think that they obviously have their issues within that organization, but I think that it's just the fact that he doesn't understand biblical terminology. Because when the guy said that they was preparing to be a bride for Christ, it's not talking about unaliving themselves. I don't know where he got that thoughts from. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, if you even just think about the concept of being a bride, what does that have to do with unaliving yourself? But it's more of a preparation and preparing yourself because Christ is going to come back and he is going to reign. But, well, first of all, they're not the 12 tribes. Now, if they believe in the belief of the Bible and understand their position, then that's one thing. But to pretty much hijack somebody else's nationality and stuff like that is insane, which is something that they've been doing all of pretty much our lives, all of our existence, because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true 12 tribes of Israel. And we're not a cult. We live normal lives like everybody else. Our beliefs are just based off of what history and what the Bible says. And prophecy that has been prophesied, and a lot of it has been either happened that has happened in our lifetime, you know what I'm saying, or it's happening currently, or is going to happen in the future. And I think that a lot of people that don't understand that, they might look at us and say, oh, we're like extremists, which we obviously get. Some of us change our names only because the names that we have now we know aren't our true names. And then also the Bible talks about, I think it's in Isaiah, some people are going to surname themselves Israel. Historically, the tongue or the language that we used to speak was Hebrew. So a lot of us choose Hebrew names to go back to our roots, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have this language or any of this stuff before we got over here to America. You know what I mean? Whether we had traveled over here and then got captured while we was here, or got enslaved from the west coast of Africa and brought over here, all of us have had our names changed somehow. I feel like because they don't understand what's going on or really understand the Bible, and that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true 12 tribes of Israel, right? That they're just saying, oh, we can adopt this custom or culture and it's for us, just like everybody else really tries to do. And it's not, you know what I mean? You also gotta look at it like this. I can't just claim to be East Indian, you know what I'm saying, start wearing the outfits and stuff like that, and then just say, oh, now I'm East Indian because I choose or want to be East Indian, you know what I mean? Or because whatever God they serve over there in East India, you know what I mean, I want to serve their God. I can't actually become East Indian, right? I can only practice their culture. And I feel like this is the same situation that's going on with them, but they go to the extreme and then they actually try to say that they are the people of the book when they have no proof of that, right? And then he was talking about his family owning slaves and stuff like that, and they loved it and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? And obviously in the Bible, like, the Israelites were in slavery. So if your father owned slaves, you know what I'm saying, and talking about here in America, if your father owned slaves, he was actually owning the actual children of Israel, or the 12 tribes, right? So there you go. Deuteronomy 28, it says that there's going to go into a heavy slavery on ships. All of the things that happened to us in slavery, the Bible already speaks of, and that's how we know the identity of who we were before they changed our names to the names that we have now, like they did when you watch Roots with Toby, and they told him that he was no more Kuta Kinte but Toby, right? You know what I'm saying? And they actually changed his name. So imagine if Toby just went back and started proclaiming, or his kids proclaiming to say, hey, I am from Toby, I am, you know, from wherever they name was back then. That's all we're doing when we change our names. A lot of people don't realize it, and a lot of people don't know what's going on in the world. But yes, Christ is coming back. The Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they are the true children of Israel. All right, Chad, what y'all think about that? It was an interesting video, to say the least. I honestly was not expecting half of this. I wasn't expecting half of this or anything like that. So, yeah, that's it. That's great.